What is up, guys? Welcome back to another album review. I'm gonna try I was literally about to say I'm gonna try not to be as drowsy in this video, but there's just no hope. I'm fucking exhausted. But today I'm reviewing a band I actually had never heard of up until like a couple days ago. I just did a review on Flesh Crawl. This is going to be uploaded tomorrow, this video you're watching now. So on Wednesday the 9th, you'll see this video. I uploaded the Flesh Crawl thing, what will be yesterday if you're watching this Wednesday. So today I'm going to be reviewing a band called Angel Dust. And, so I started listing off the tracks, and then I gave up. Let me explain why. Wait, did I give a fucking background on this? Yeah, I did. Let me give a background on them afterwards. I'm just gonna hop right into the songs real quick. Track 1, Bleed. The piano intro is just really cool. You don't see that much in a heavy metal band. This is heavy metal, by the way. This is just considered basic heavy metal. But I do think I could add some subgenres onto that. It does, and I get into that later, actually. Very rare for a heavy metal band, but it's really good. The piano intro. Honestly, this opening track alone is enough to make me want to listen to anything this band has. And I think I will. I think I will do more Angel Dust reviews because this is actually a really good band. And I think that it could definitely make another appearance on the channel. If not, we could eventually do their entire discography. Because to me, this is one of those bands that I think we need more of this. And obviously, I know this came out 23 years ago, but 1999 doesn't feel like that long ago. I mean, I was born in 2004, and 1999 was just 5 years before that. And I can remember, like, 2007 like it was yesterday, so... And it does feel like it was yesterday. So 8 years before that, that's nothing. Because I'm 17 years old, and it feels like I just woke up yesterday. So, what the fuck am I talking about? I hope you understood what that meant. I love the lyrics. It's a clean... It's like clean old school vocals with a tweak of rasp. The piano in this song with the guitar riffs and the simple drum patterns all go together super well. The vocal harmonies are amazing as well. That is something I always love to see. You know I'm a huge guy when it comes to vocal harmonies and guitar harmonies. I'm big on that. Especially when you put them together. Fucking amazing. So, I said some amazing work here. I wasn't expecting the solo. Honestly, there's so many good solos in this album, and it's like perfect in all ways. There's harmonies, amazing sweeps, perfectly in line with the rhythm, and it just goes hard. Track number 2, Black Rain. Pretty much the same thing as the last song. The riffs are great, and the lyrical patterns are great. I love this guy's vocal range. The middle is really good as well. It has a very Children of Bodom sounding bridge, and the solo that leads into another amazing solo. I gotta admit, man, this album just fucking blew me away. Track 3, I don't even know how to explain it at this point. The song is just really grabbing, and the guitar part is perfect. And, like, I kind of said I don't even know how to explain it at this point. I literally put in my notes, okay, so at this point I just kind of gave up. And typically that's a bad thing, because I've mentioned before that if I give up on rating track by track, it means they all sound the same. And that's not good. But with this album, it's a different story. I stopped doing it track by track because all of it was just far too amazing. And I was saying similar things over and over again. I was just saying it all sounds amazing, which it does. So, I love this album. Like, I really do. This is a really good album. And I see myself actually buying or purchasing Angel Dust CDs in the future. Absolutely amazing stuff. The band formed in Germany, and this is one of those bands where you can almost tell that by the music. And you know what I mean? Like, if you've listened to different genres of music long enough, you can almost tell where they came from. And that's pretty cool. They formed in 1984, and I believe this is their 5th album. They have a very unique way of blending everything together. Something you don't get in this kind of metal often, where it all sounds as good as this. That is very true. That is a very honorable mention for me, because when it comes to just normal heavy metal or stuff like this, I've never heard a band exactly like this. I think I explained that later. Yeah, I do. I explained that a little bit later, and I'll touch on that here in a minute. Both Follow Me parts are amazing. Follow Me 1 and Follow Me 2. Great stuff. Kind of reminds me of an 80s power metal album, but this is 1999. I like how they can take the piano and implement it into all the perfect places. That's really cool to me. I said this earlier, vocal harmonies and guitar album harmonies. What? What did I write? Vocal harmonies and guitar harmonies in this album are perfect. You know me, my music taste is really heavy. I like heavy stuff. So it's a little more laid back than I like, but I do love this style of music. I typically listen to more heavy stuff, as I just said. I'm kind of like rewriting myself here. But when I do go back to my roots, and like the first rock / metal that I listened to, this takes me back, and it sounds like the good old days. I listened to a lot of like 80s rock and hair bands and shit like that when I first got into rock and metal. But the band that really did it for me in the beginning was Bon Jovi. And I don't listen to them much anymore. But when I do, it's very nostalgic, because that's what I grew up on. The first rock album I ever listened to was The Sickness by Disturbed, and I've known that entire album since I was 3 years old. 2007 again. Because my dad always had it in the car. And that's what started my music taste, was The Sickness by Disturbed. So, yeah, honestly, fucking amazing. Part 2 of Follow Me, is very simple, but an intense track. I wish there were more of the high-pitched screaming in this album. You get a glimpse of that in some of the songs, but, like, it's only at the climaxes. You know what I meant. Okay, this is where I touched on the different subgenres and the genres of music in this band. So, it's just classified as heavy metal. But to me, this band kind of sounds like a mix between power metal, heavy metal, maybe a bit of thrash, and then background elements like, you know, the keyboard sounds that you typically get in like a melodic death metal band. So I thought that was pretty cool. And that's where I touched on like earlier, where one of the bridges to the songs sounded kind of like Children of Bodom-esque. So that's where I got that. Some of these tracks are very heavy and very headbangy, I guess is what I said, and I love that. The piano / keyboard adds so much to this album. It works perfectly. The drum work is incredible. Breakdowns are amazing. Album art is super cool. Fits the theme for sure. And then we have to talk about these. Oh, yeah, that was the overall album review, I guess. Kind of like, the album art is really cool. Fits the theme. I wasn't expecting this kind of music for, you know, an album that came out in 99. I was expecting more thrash based on the not the thumbnail, the album art. And just the name of the band. I wasn't expecting, like, heavy metal mixed with 80s rock. I don't know. It's just really cool to me. But we got to talk about these harmonies and these solos. I hear a bit of melodic metal in there. I know I do. Everywhere I looked, every website I looked on, they denied that this was melodic metal. But you can hear it in there, especially if you listen to some of the bands I listen to. You can definitely get a hint of some melodic death metal. Not death metal, but melodic metal. This is a pretty cool note. I liked this because it was kind of smart on my part. And you don't see that from me much. This album is both ahead of its time and a little too late. It's too good to be a 1999 CD. Like, you would expect it to come later, just based on how good everything is, like the instrumental and the cleanness of the vocals. But it also has the style of an 80s rock band. And that's fucking weird. But it's really cool. I thought this was a really interesting band and album to review because of that reason. This album is both ahead of its time and a little bit too late. If it came out in like 85, it would have been right on point. But, like I said, you get elements in this album that were introduced later. Stuff that wasn't really implemented into the 80s rock bands. Which makes this more ahead of its time. Because other than the intro, when you start to listen to it, you expect the 80s rock feel. But you get bombarded with keyboards and different sounds, and it just sounds so much different from the typical 80s rock band. So, I don't know. It's kind of a mix. It's the best of both worlds to me. Really cool album. I ended up giving this one a 75 out of 100. And I'm going to go back, actually, and give, I'm going to go ahead and give Hail to the King. I fucked up on this one. Hail to the King by Avenged Sevenfold. I'm going to reiterate on that and give it a 80 out of 100. Because it's a good album. It's just different from Avenged Sevenfold's typical stuff. So, I'm going to have to go back and edit that somehow, but I will. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just another honest album review. Such a good fucking band. Honestly, this doesn't deserve a 75 out of 100. This is more of a 78 out of 100. Just simply because it is incredible. Like, I have not heard a record like this in a long time. And I just think it's absolutely amazing that you can take that 80s rock band feel, add some fucking melodic stuff in there, throw some heavy metal in there, throw a little bit of thrash and power metal in there. Dude, so good. And I've never seen a band blend all of that together. So that was really big for me. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, night, evening, morning, whatever the fuck it is for you. Stay metal, guys. Definitely check out this album. I highly recommend it. 78 out of 100. Rock on, guys.